show. I'm your host, Doug McCarty. Good to be with you, folks. Final day of the week, Thursday. It's a Thursday. Real quick, let me do some housekeeping here. I got to go to a wedding in Ohio, leaving tonight. It looks like I'm going to be back Tuesday night, which means I'm not going to see you guys till Wednesday. Things that I can't avoid. Last thing I need is a trip to a hotel. But, again, I haven't seen my brothers and sisters for a long time. So it shall be fun. And if I don't, give everybody monkeypox, I don't know what the fuck I got. It's like I'm pregnant. I wake up nauseous every morning. I don't know how you ladies do it. Anyways.
Kiss my ass.
What the fuck did I say to you? You fucking chimp, you. What else, Dallas? Anything happen? Got your sweet dog here.
Angie's in the studio.
Angie. Nice, big, mellow dog laying on that couch like me. Like I should be. Let's get right to it, shall we? This is getting a little disturbing, the details coming out of the shooting in Uvalde, Texas. Matthew McConaughey's hometown, by the way, right? Did I read that? Isn't that weird? He was about to run for... that's fucking weird. Yeah, the details are break, and they sound eerily similar to what went on that Florida shooting, where remember the guy on the grounds just chickened out in his golf cart and banged the Huey? We're getting some of, again, not confirmed, but what's leaking out. And again, it doesn't help me in my skepticism of going, false flag. Again, I don't know if these details are hard yet, but chilling details emerged Wednesday of how teenage maniac Salvador Ramos slaughtered 19 children and 2 teachers, including how he bragged about his sick plans on social media before he even did it. Look at this.
I don't like your jerk-off name.
I don't.
I don't like your jerk-off face. I don't like your jerk-off behavior. And I don't like you, jerk-off.
Strong words to say to somebody who shot up 19 children. You're bad. I don't like you. You got an attitude, bro. Ramos, who turned 18 last week, and that's the byline on TV. A lot of angry young men out there. Why? And what did I say? What did I say yesterday? How it's bigger than this shooting. It's about creating zombies in a society. Mental illness running rampant. Nobody having the balls to do anything about it. Even when red flags go up, nobody knows what to do. It's a bigger sickness. And politicians screaming at each other like jerk-off Beto O'Rourke, I'm going to show you later, just muddies the waters. Instead of digging deep into the problem, go, why are we so... I also said this. I've been saying this for about a year to my wife when we watch the news. I go, I think we're mentally ill as a whole, this society. We're mentally ill. We need a real douching. Whether it's going back to religion, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a big religious guy, but family, all that shit's broken up. And it seems like, to me, the commies are winning. They like anarchy and chaos. Anyways, this jerk-off turned 18 last week, started writing on Facebook approximately a half hour before reaching the school. Governor Greg Abbott said of the demented person who brought evil to Uvalde. The first post said, I'm going to shoot my grandmother. He actually posts this. The second post was, I shot my grandmother. Talk about a red flag. But then again, it's so quick, close to the event. Not everybody's sitting home watching the, they will be though. Only our government's watching all our shit, but nobody near the school that can help anybody. Anyways, Lieutenant Governor Abbott said of Ramos, critically injured 66-year-old relative, Cecilia, that was his grandmother. She had to be medevac to San Antonio Hospital. The third post, maybe less than 15 minutes before arriving at the school, was, I'm going to shoot an elementary school. You guys have all kinds of logarithms that catch me anytime I say something pro-Trump or whatever. Can't we use that technology? Anyways, Facebook's parent company, Meta. When did they become Meta? Did I miss that trade? later insisted that messages Governor Abbott described were private one-to-one text messages that were discovered after the terrible tragedy occurred. Yeah, whatever. You can find out what anybody says on the phone. We are closely cooperating with law enforcement in their ongoing investigation. Why don't you investigate yourselves and see why your product is turning kids into fucking zombies? That's what it is. They don't fucking interact with real people anymore. Everything's a movie to them. Ongoing investigation. Spokesman Andy Stone tweeted, the company did not say who the messages were to. Despite being shot, the grandma, how about this tough old lady, able to run across the street to a neighbor and get help. Texas Department of Public Safety Director Steve McGraw also told the press conference. However, her deranged grandson, who did not have a driver's license, had already taken her vehicle and driven nearly 3 miles to Robb Elementary School, where he crashed and fled. What the fuck? I don't understand.
You shit-kicking, stinky horse-smelling motherfucker, you!
He took a backpack with one rifle with him, McGraw said, confirming it was Daniel defense weapon. What is that? Any idea? You ever hear of that, Dale?
Yeah, it's just a brand of weapon.
I never heard of it. Daniel who? One of two that Ramos had bought the previous week in a local sporting goods store, along with 335 rounds. So he kind of announced it, but that's what the creeps do. Pure evil. I don't know how you want to,
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
But that's not what they do today. They tell you they exist right before they do their heinous shit. All these things, right? Social media seems to come into play. I don't know, let's start there by banning it. Let's get rid of everything. All we can have now is lights, like lamps, and electricity for stoves, and I don't know. Anyways, this is a continuation of the story. Kind of the second part is I asked the question, Uvalde cops chicken? We don't know that. But you guys judge for yourself. It's starting to sound like the Marjorie Stone, is that what it's called in Florida? Texas DPS director says a school resource officer, what the fuck does that even mean, resource officer? Do you have any sugar on you? Confronted, but did not engage the gunman as he entered the school. That sounds a little fucking weird to me, right? Again, I don't mean to be overly cynical, but Jesus, you engaged him, but you don't, do I have this right? You engage him, he's got to be carrying the gun at that point. Am I wrong?
Especially if he had two rifles. I mean, he's not hiding.
Yeah, they're not in his
easily.
backpack. They don't fold up like a Papil's pocket fisherman. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, you engaged him, but didn't stop him from going. CNN says 3 officers engaged him before entering the school. And I'm reading some of these tweets online. This guy said, I don't understand how he got in, which is what I was thinking, but I'm reading it. Another guy posts on Twitter, there was interesting, following the crash, Ramos exited the vehicle with a rifle in hand and wearing a bulletproof vest, Estrada said. He was engaged by Uvalde ISD police officer who works here at the school. And then after that, he was engaged by 2 other officers from the Uvalde Police Department, Estrada told CNN's Goo Goblin, Don Lemon. Maybe they're talking about, I don't know, is that the cops, after he crashed his car, cops were chasing him, I think, on foot. Is that what they're talking about, those 3 officers? Even if that's the case.
You would think the resource officer would at least have been like, there's some shit going on. Maybe I should get ready for something. And then lets him in.
Exactly. How does he get into the fucking school? The officers weren't able to stop Ramos.
Houston, we have a problem.
So they asked for assistance from a tactical agency, thank God, Estrada said. A tactical agency came in and was able to eliminate. By the way, this is one guy, no backup, ran into where the fire's coming from. These guys are the elite of the elite and took this fucking killer out before he did more damage. And Dallas is right though about, do these guys have any training? The people out front who are confronting the resource officer who has no resources to defend the kid. Came in, was able to eliminate the threat and bring the suspect down. Again, he didn't even have any backup. Imagine what a badass these guys are. Officials have not been clear on how Ramos managed to get past the officers and open fire in several. First of all, it wasn't several classrooms. It was one classroom. He barricaded himself in. So now I'm questioning this whole fucking. Again, I got this on Twitter, but this guy was posting something that he read. It wasn't several classrooms. That's a fact that's completely wrong. He barricaded himself in one. Think of the horror. The fucking absolute horror. The cause of the crash before he entered the school also remains unclear. Jesus Christ, really? Is it that hard to figure out? There were no reports from law enforcement that Ramos was being pursued prior to the crash, Estrada said. So there's so many things that need answering, you know.
I'm gonna find out what the hell happened here.
Well, get back to me when you do, Senator. I have some stock at IT&T. All right. Breaking news. Dallas just informed me that he saw on the news just now, Ray Liotta passed away in his sleep in the Dominican Republic. It wasn't a resort, was it? A lot of that shit going on. 67 years old. Henry Hill. The guy, you know, he's been in everything. Ray Liotta's actually an interesting dude. And he grew on me. He played a bad guy in some. He was a bad cop in some movie. He was fucking some other cop's wife or some shit or whatever. That was the Richard Gere movie, but it was another one like that. He plays a great heavy, and he grew up right in Newark, I believe. That's horrible.
And he died in his sleep while filming a movie called Dangerous Waters on the island.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's horrible. Well, there you go, folks. Hate to bring it back. I was a big fan. He's interesting dude. Rest in peace, man. You never know. And what's scary is he's 67, and I'm going, I got a while. No, I don't. I'm 7 years younger. I still think in my head I'm 40 or even 35. Oh, that's way down the way, huh? Nah. So rest in peace, Ray. Anyways, let's move on. To the biggest buffoon probably in the history of politics, in my opinion. How's this guy even making a comeback after the embarrassing run he made for president? Beto the buffoon, or you can say Beto. Again, just the name makes me sick. Beto O'Rourke. What the fuck is that? Texas gubernatorial candidate Mr. Beto
I suck cock.
O'Rourke went berserk Wednesday, interrupting a press conference to call out Governor Greg Abbott for doing nothing to prevent mass shootings like the one that left 19 children and 2 teachers dead at an elementary school. This stupid ass is watching TV the last couple of days. How do I capitalize on this politically? How do I step over these little kids' bodies to get the fucking camera on me and to exploit this? You remember he said during the debates a few years ago, yeah, we're coming to take your guns. What a jackass. And this is what muddies it. It goes so much deeper than this school shooting. It's more of a question about morality. It goes really deep. You're not going to solve it by, what a fucking jerk off. I mean, this is a meeting where they're actually grieving. There's cops there, there's press. And this jerk off, gets on his skateboard. And what does he think he's doing? Does he really think he has a shot at being governor of Texas? He just shows how pompous and... Remember he was on the cover of, Time or Newsweek? He was born to do this. And then he goes to the dentist. Remember he's filming himself at the dentist and getting a haircut. And then people just during the big go, this guy's a lightweight. But watch this arrogant, pompous jerk off before the bodies of these poor kids are even cold. Try to take, and again, it's par for the course. Biden did it the night before with his speech. He was nice for 30 seconds and then said, the lobby, the gun lobby. Meanwhile, there's 40 other lobbies that take 10 times as much money as the NRA Let's watch Beto at his best here.
I pass the mic to Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick.
He sees him already, Patrick, I think.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Sit down.
You're out of line and an embarrassment.
Sit down and don't play this stuff.
The next shooting is right now, and you are doing nothing.
No, he needs to get his ass out of here. This isn't the place to talk this over.
This is totally predictable when you...
Sir, you're out of line. Sir, you are out of line.
That's the
you're
mayor.
Out of line. Please leave this auditorium. I can't believe you're a sick son of a bitch that would come to a deal like this to make a political issue.
That's the mayor of Uvalde. What a fucking scumbag.
You pompous, stuck-up, snot-nosed, English, giant, twerp, scumbag, fuckface, dickhead, asshole.
It's about right. I can't wait to see how many votes he gets now. If he... Is there a primary? I don't even know how the fuck it works. I hope he's in it. That's all I'm saying. After this, don't believe the whole shit about Texas becoming blue and all that shit. Trust me. Don McLaughlin, the mayor, that was the old guy going, "You sick son of a bitch," of Uvalde, Texas, where the shooting happened Tuesday, yelled back angrily at O'Rourke from the dais where officials were giving their talk. At one point, the Democrat also yelled that the shooting was something he thought could have been foreseen.
You snotty little bastard.
Can you fucking imagine the gall? Really? Then why didn't you see it? Oh, you have to be part of the government to see it? What, you fucking weasel. Other politicians who were on stage also responded in outrage, with Senator Ted Cruz telling him, "Sit down and don't play this stunt." I don't know who he looks like. That looks like a principal of a 1980s movie. You know what I mean? Should be yelling at Sean Spicoli or whatever his name is. Republican Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, who I've seen on TV, who hates any of these Beto O'Rourke types. I mean, this guy's a hardcore. Told O'Rourke he was out of line and an embarrassment. O'Rourke was then, first of all, you can't embarrass a guy like that. Shameless. O'Rourke was then escorted out of the building, but not before he stopped at one point to continue his attack, because, again, he's got to get as much attention as he can in that few five, and he got it, didn't he? It's all over the news. It's all over TV, internet. And doesn't matter. People are seeing through your horseshit now. And why do you think an incident like this is going to make people go, you know what? We need less guns. Are you fucking kidding me? Every teacher should have a cannon on their desk. Not a little fake one like Michael Corleone. I mean one that shoots. And again, I'll say it again. I don't want to hear they don't have the resources. We have enough money in this country to put 5. I keep upping the number.
Well, they had a resource officer, so that argument is dead in the water. They just don't train them.
Yeah, there you go. A resource officer. No, get vets, military guys, retired cops, young black kids, people who know how to use guns. There's a joke in there. Want me to say this? Anyways, they threw him out like the shithead he is.
Bye-bye, dickhead.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? That's weird. That sound drop, the guy was saying it to who? Ray Liotta.
Oh, that's right.
Isn't that fucking weird? I think it's my fault. That's making me sad. I don't know why. Now, who else has died from Goodfellas? I don't know. I'll do that math later. Was David Cassidy in that? Anyways, what's the headline? I went past it. Strickland.
Sean Strickland, not a fan of Tran.
Yeah, Sean Strickland, not a fan of Tran. Former UFC fighter Jake Shields recently made a tweet about the practice of Pride Month, because that's coming up in June, ladies and gentlemen. It's LGBTQ plus Pride Month. And I forgot to fucking pull Norm Macdonald's bit about pride, gay pride parades and shit. Ah! It's guys, Google it. You want to laugh your balls off about pride, Hey, here's a picture of my son. He played basketball at college. Had 3 triple doubles at the end of the year, and now he's at a law firm. They're thinking about making him partner and shit. Oh, did I mention he likes dick shoved in his ass? Something like that goes on and on. How do you be proud of something that you were born, you had no choice in? Yet, if you ever, you're proud to be white, how dare you? Anyways, he made a tweet about the practice of Pride Month, which is the silliest thing. Let's have an Eat Pussy Week, and said he doesn't accept, this is the former Jake guy, he says he doesn't accept the Pride Month. It's not even June, he says, and I'm already sick of Pride Month. I know what he's talking about. It really is silly to celebrate your sexuality. It is fucking, yeah, but it's because they were, and again, they're taking the playbook right out of black people's play, which was a legitimate civil rights beef where they really were treated hard. But they're comparing themselves again. Strickland shared this guy, Sean Strickland. That's Sean, right? Yeah, who's a fucking maniac. I've seen him interviewed. Just a brutally, a blue collar tough nut. Speaks his mind. He's kind of funny. Strickland shared the tweet and added that he is a supporter of Pride Month and bi people, but can't stand the transgender people. According to the fighter, trans people, Strickland says, are suffering from some sort of mental illness. Look, there's doctors that say that. So, all right, just get the hell out of here. There's doctors who say that. So it's not that outrageous. And after watching the libs of TikTok, it's hard to argue. My 3-year-olds, they call me Mister, and I have tits, and I love the... He says, I like this. This is what guys do when they're trying to not sound homophobic. I'm actually a fan of Pride Month. What do you have, box seats every year? And I'm a fan. I got a pennant. And go cocksuckers. Big fan. He says, big fan of the it says B.
Yeah, the bi part of LGBT. He's a big fan of the bi part.
Is that is that in the article?
That's what he's saying, yeah.
Is that how it was written?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that. Must have skimmed over it. Big fan of the B, the bi part. Trans people, though, God, I can't fucking stand trans people, he says. Has to be some form of, not mental illness, mental retardation. Well, I love how he's like they're worlds apart, gay people and trans. Come on, there's a little bit of, I'm a big fan of the these fucking freaks, your
son looks like a
Oh, come on now, Mr. Strickland. In another tweet, he continued by sharing his thoughts on trans people and Trans Ams. He says, if you have a, listen to this. This is his tweet. You know what I love? Because he's an MMA, and nobody's going to cancel him, I don't think, right? Dana White's brutally honest. If you have a cock and balls, even if you remove them, you'll never be a fucking woman, bottom line. I don't give a fuck if you grow your hair out and cut off your cock. You will always be a nutless, mentally ill man, bottom line. When I first read that, I didn't think that was Strickland that said it. I thought wasn't it Thomas Jefferson saying that about Adams back in the day? Sean Strickland. And again, I'll say it again, some doctors might agree. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck you grow out your hair. That's the one that kills me. You're a nutless. Good for you, Sean.
Yes, sir.
Strickland is known for his highly controversial. Yeah, you know what's funny? What's highly controversial now? I don't know. 5 years ago, nobody would have blinked at it. It keeps changing. Eventually, there'll be nothing left to say that's not shocking. And Strickland is known for his highly controversial comments on sensible topics. Is that like a sensible breakfast? What are you fucking? It's hard to tell if these are his original. This is what I love. Now, this is a guy putting his 2 cents in who wrote the article. I can just tell how he votes by it. It's hard to tell if these are his original thoughts or some acts to gather attention online. So to this guy, whoever's writing this soft piece of, he can't be serious. It's like the type of guy that, would call up Rush Limbaugh. You don't believe what you're saying, Or Letterman said that to Bill O'Reilly. It's the left, the pompous, most arrogant fucks. I hate him. In my opinion, he's just being Sean Strickland and being honest, and probably talks about like the rest of 90% of the country. But
I'm loving it.
Loving it. Oh, here's a little bit of footage of boy Sean Strickland being interviewed by this guy who's doing an imitation of a sportscaster. But I guess he's probably got fans on whatever he calls himself, the schmo. Yes. But listen to Strickland here. He cracks me up.
Gets a W, but what again? I don't even watch fucking MMA, so I just know two scary black men are fighting, bro. It's gonna be good.
Well, yeah, of course, man. But if Brunson wins, do you expect him to get the title shot, or do you expect yourself to get the title shot at getting your hand rings against Jack?
Izzy fucking starch Brunson. Obviously I want the fucking title fight. I'll bring Izzy a fucking bra. I hope fucking he cycled off correctly. His fucking titty's not down to here. But I would like the title fight, Izzy. So do me a favor, man. Call me out, bro.
He was the best guy around.
He's talking about what he's implying the guy's going to fight's juicing, cycling off. I was hearing that shit in college. I'm on a cycle right now. I'll bring him a bra. The guy's funny. Give him a talk show. He's sort of like the Gronk of the UFC. Most of those guys are. They're funny. And the other thing about the UFC, you'll watch two guys fight, and I've seen it a million times, and they are so much more educated than like boxers back in the day. When I was a teen in the 80s watching boxing, Joe Frazier couldn't fucking spell his own name. And these guys come off, and I'm not saying this about Sean, but there's some guys who are really articulate. They look like, I would never fuck with that meathead. And they're well-spoken. It's an interesting dynamic. But I say give him a sitcom, God damn it. You see how that is, though? He spoke openly and honestly, just tweeted about trans, and it's considered, he can't believe that. That's shocking, and shut the fuck up. Something to call the First Amendment, something that this guy never believed in. This filthy, he's still kicking around. Colin Kaepernick, still having a wet dream. Ay. This guy is like herpes. He just won't go away, man. Sorry. Colin Kaepernick hasn't played in the NFL since the 2016 season. God, it seems longer than that. Now, can I just say something, though? I'll give him this much. When they see Jesus who was black or, Ethiopian or Middle Eastern looking, that's what I picture. Except for the fro. I think that's when I hear black Jesus, I think, I'm telling you, since the 2016 season. But the 34-year-old has gotten an official chance to show whether or not he can still play at that level. How much you want to make a bet, Goodell was on the phone going, look we still got a problem with the kneeling thing in the, you know who started all this shit. Let's get him off us back. And have him try out with a few. Got to get rid of him. I kind of hope, there's a tiny problem, I hope somebody picks him up. And he's scrambling, and somebody knocks his head right off his shirt. Literally, he gets decapitated. Wouldn't that be terrific? What are you saying, Nick? You're a big fan? Yeah. You're going to get a chance to show he can still play at the NFL level, so I don't know. I thought he already did get a shot, but he didn't. Remember Pete Carroll was sniffing around last year. The Raiders are working out Kaepernick this week. Of course, the Raiders. Good luck finding a helmet for that. Raiders are working out Kaepernick this week. Perfect. ESPN first reported the workout happened Wednesday, according to NFL Network, and is Kaepernick's first NFL tryout with an NFL team since he last played for the 49ers. Remember he set up a tryout, was it like last year? I think it was last. That turned out to be a big photo op thing. It was all bullshit. He did it at Michigan. I think it was University of Michigan or somewhere.
Yeah, it was during the fall.
Yeah. And it turned out to be a promotion of, whatever. The guy's, imagine, pissing all over country. Hasn't worked in how many years. He's getting paid millions by Nike still. But he wants to, change the world. He's just misled. And, he has his hair in a bun. Well, maybe that'll help. When he drops back to pass, his hand won't get caught in his own fucking bun. Let's take a look and see how he's throwing the ball.
Colin Kaepernick will be getting a workout with an NFL team this week. Adam Schefter.
Yeah, that's that Michigan one he did.
This is going to be the first workout for Colin Kaepernick and an NFL team since he was exiled from the NFL after kneeling to protest racial injustice across the country.
Yeah,
now, he
fake
did
religion.
visit the Seattle Seahawks 5 years ago, but there have been no visits, there have been no workouts, and at some point this week, the Raiders are planning to work out Colin Kaepernick.
When I fucking smash his fucking face in.
Take it easy. That was John Gruden. Yeah, you know what, Raiders? If you're going to bring that racist back, I'll give him a shot. If he makes the team, you got to bring Gruden back. Keep his punk ass in line. Fucking whitey hater. Marxist communist piece of garbage. Doesn't deserve another fucking shot. Go to Canada and play. You know why? You couldn't make it there either. If I can make it there, I can make it anywhere. It's up to you, Montreal. After filing a grievance in 2017 accusing NFL owners of colluding to keep him out of the league, they wouldn't waste their time, you bush-headed dink. He reached a settlement with the league in 2019. Though Derek Carr is entrenched as the Raiders' starting quarterback, had a good year last year, Adam Schefter says on his ESPN's NFL Live, the team is looking to come up with as much depth. Really? You're going to tell me there's not somebody coming out of college who's got more ability than Colin Kaepernick? More depth as possible on the roster. Yeah, why don't you dig up Bart fucking Starr's body? Have a weekend at Bernie's. Las Vegas, which is interested to see what kind of shape Kaepernick is in.
You're a real crumb bum.
He is. Recently has added 3 other quarterbacks. Joe Namath, Brian Sipe, and Roman Gabriel, people that retired in the late 70s. The Raiders acquired Jarrett Stidham. He's a Patriot, right? Yeah, earlier this month. I thought he was pretty good when I saw him in preseason. They signed Nick Mullins, who was he's an artist from Santa Barbara. No, I don't know. In April, and also added undrafted free agent Chase Garbers. Sounds like they need to take a look at Kaepernick. I don't know. There's no way he could be as mobile as he was. And, hey, look, when he was healthy and shit, he was all right. I remember him at Nevada. Where'd he go to school? Somewhere. One of those schools. Vegas, Nevada, I don't know, whatever. But I remember watching him in college. And then I remember hating his guts after he came to the NFL and started all this horse shit. Because his mother's an activist. And Anyways, let's move on. We'll lighten it up since it's the end of the week and almost the end of the week in about 10 minutes. I am queasy as a broad carrying triplets. How the fuck am I going to drive 6 hours tonight? What is life about? As Tony Soprano said, to his shrink. It's a fucking serious distraction, so you die. You fucking go to Italy, you lift some weights. And then he dies in Italy in real life. Headline, heady stuff from HBO. Heady being the key word. Viewers of the HBO's, by the way, they put out nothing but liberal horseshit. They're the best at corrupting this country. They always have been. Viewers of HBO's adaptation of The Time Traveler's Wife. Was I supposed to read that in college or something? What the fuck is that? Were left disturbed and haunted by a sex scene that was depicted in Sunday's second episode, as well as the original book. In the episode, Henry, played by Theo James, explains to his love interest, Claire, played by Rose Leslie, how his father found out about his time-traveling powers by an awkward accident. A flashback scene shows a 16-year-old version of Henry, played by Brian Eltimus, using his powers to go back in time and perform oral sex on himself when his father walks in and sees the two versions of his son, both naked and in bed. What the fuck? No.
Please give me cup.
Either one works. Bill Hicks has a great bit about trying to give yourself head. And he's like, ladies, if guys could do that, you'd be sitting here in you'd be sitting here by yourselves looking at an empty stage. He goes, I think that's the next part of our evolution. We're going to lose one of the vertebrae in our neck so he could. And it goes on and on about it. But anyhow, yeah, this is fucking, again, HBO. They're like, you know what? It's so sexist that women are always, since Game of Thrones, we're going to show some dick, some cock. Numbers are down. But this is a disturbing scene.
Delicious.
Thank you.
Hot dogs! Get your hot dogs here!
Only thing that would have made that funny if you went, Dad, then he let out a burp, the other one. That would have been hilarious. Yeah, nice
Little
bubble.
bubble coming.
Yeah, nice jizz bubble. Floats over, lands on his dad. They probably did that, but it's on the cutting room floor. A guy giving head to himself. I'm glad God didn't let us. It's bad enough with this hand I can reach. I would. You would. Nothing would happen. There'd be no lights. Wouldn't have been invented. Fucking still be living in the dark. The time traveler's wife is truly wild, man. Said another user. Just straight up jumping from an incredibly depressing scene. These are people that saw it. They tweeted this depressing scene to, of course, I time traveled to suck myself off. Wouldn't you?
It's a sick question. You're a sick fuck, and I'm not that sick that I'm going to answer it.
Writer Jarrett Weaselman. Yeah, Weaselman. My eyes are all slippery. Yeah, tell me he hasn't fucking said the scene actually got him to watch the show. Oh, wait a minute. What? That's not. Who's this? The author. Oh, the book. Okay. I had no intention of watching The Time Traveler's Wife on HBO. Sure you didn't. You wrote the book. But then I saw this clip where the lead character goes back in time to give himself head. And now I'm like, maybe they have some good ideas. I should check it out. His non-viral tweet says. One reviewer from Decider called it the most baffling blowjob scene in the history of television. Apparently you didn't see My Three Sons, the final episode. With Uncle Charlie goes down on...
Little triangle.
On Ernie. Little triangle. Steve, you get these kids out of here. I can't quite put my finger on why this scene is so disturbing, but it will haunt me for the rest of my goddamn life, wrote Megan O'Q. That turns me out a broadcast. Would it really? Yeah, fucking haunt you, please. Probably done that shit. You know what I'm saying? Okay, kids. That is it. Gonna save my voice from yelling at the wife in the car. I gotta go to the dentist. Did I guys tell you about? I did, my time. Still kind of white, huh? I told you about the blood blister. I think I said this yesterday. Giant blood blister, and I popped. First thing, and I Googled it, first thing it says, don't ever pop a blister in your mouth. I guess, it's all filled with bacteria. I swallowed it. Maybe that's why I feel like shit. Now I got to go to the dentist. I can't wait till he says when I stick out my Caucasian tongue at him. You ever do that when you... No. That is it. Again, folks, I'll be in Ohio to go to a wedding on Sunday, and it doesn't look like... I'm not going to drive back on Monday when the whole world is coming back on the highway. So probably get back late Tuesday is... my wife's got it all planned out. We're going to look at some sites like the biggest ball of string. And
oh, yeah, those Ohioan sites.
Yeah, exactly. We'll go to the Bowling Hall of Fame and shit like that where they make, Doritos. It's going to be. So I think I will see you guys on Wednesday. So enjoy Memorial Day weekend. Don't forget about the people, the important people.
And don't go around thanking veterans. It's not their day.
It's not Veterans Day. These are people. Who are these people? Waitresses? No. They're people who...
Yeah, people that pay the ultimate sacrifice.
That's right.
And so it's a day to set aside to honor them.
To honor
and
them.
Remember them.
Wait a minute. That's Veterans Day.
Honor the past and remember them.
All right, now you're confused. Which one's this?
Memorial Day is to honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice and to remember them.
No, you're right. The people who died.
Yep.
Yes, that's right. You are correct. I made that mistake once when I first started the podcast. And I was broken down to a fucking private. Yes, those people because of those people, I can shoot my mouth off and do this, and have been for 30-something fucking years, so I never forget them. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to sign up at patreon.com, thecomicsgym.com, and go to nickdip.com if you want to purchase merchandise, and cameo.com if you want me to roast a friend or relative. Go to cameo.com. That is it. You guys thinking I'll say it? You're very welcome. See you back here, I'm guessing Wednesday. All right? So have a great Memorial Day weekend. Talk to you soon.